Hey guys, Big Heroes 9 here, giving you another IPDL Season 4 matchup against the Chicago Bouffalants. Of course, we are in Week 14 in a very tedious spot for playoffs, where this match is a must-win to clinch playoffs as the Chicago Bouffalants and Coach Brandon look to make things a little bit closer in his division with a win here. So, big thing here. Very big thing here. With a win here and a loss for the Amsterdam Rams, we officially take the top spot. However, the Rams did win their match this week, and so we'll be clinching a playoff spot, and we'll officially be one step closer to a division title. However, I will get more into that in a minute. So, the Chicago Bouffalants team is Mega Alakazam, Salamence, Magnezone, Feraligatr, Pelipper, Delmise, Lilligant, Gothorita, Trapinch, Hitmonchan, Flygon, and Gorbis. So a very, well, yeah, to be honest, a very powerful team. Mainly special, but he does have a few, actually, I'm sorry, I'm wrong about that. It's a more mixed team, from special to, physical offense. A bit fast, too. He's got 3 Mons that are at least base 100. Not as much bulk on the special end, but a lot on the physical end. So, with that being said, I am looking forward to a great fight, and let's get into the team. So first off, I bring in Permafrost, the Mamoswine, who's going to be running Dark EMZ with Earthquake, Icicle Crash, Knockoff, and Ice Shard. Why? Big reason. Because half of his team is weak to Dark, basically. Of course, all jokes aside, this really helps against the Alakazam. If we do tend on trying to get him to think that we're Scarf or Scarf or Banded, we can just keep spamming Knockoff for things like Delmise and to get EVLA off the Trapinch. But at the same time, we've got Ice Shard for the Alakazam and Salamence, Icicle Crash to get some really huge damage on the Salamence. And then Earthquake basically does a lot to the Magnezone, does a lot to the Gorbis, and that's that's basically it. Next up, we have Zapper, or AV Electros, running Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, HP Ice, and Giga Drain. Big thing for this, his team as well is really weak to fire. We got Thunderbolt for the Pelipper, HP Ice for things like Salamence and Delmise, as well as Flygon. And then Giga Drain, I believe that was for the Feraligatr if we needed to regain health. Other than that, we can just T-Bolt it. So next up we have Himiko Yumeno, our Choice Specs Mismagius, running Shadow Ball, HP Ice, Energy Ball, and Power Gem. Basically, Power Gem is for the Pelipper. I decided that over T-Bolt because he had Flygon, as well as he had Trapinch. So, which is also why I brought Energy Ball. Also brought it for the Gorbis. HP Ice for things like Lilligant, and then Shadow Ball hits heavy against the Mega Alakazam. Next up we have Calypso, our Flame Orbed Melodic, running Toxic, Scald, Ice Beam, and Recover. Just the basic usual set for basic usual attacks. So for things like Trapinch and Hitmonchan, Possibly Flygon as well. And probably Delmise. I think Delmise is more of a special mon. Yeah, it's a lot more, I'm sorry, I meant physical. It's a lot more of a physical mon. So we can get a Toxic off and then start firing off Ice Beams and Recovers. Just try to stall it out. So next up we have Katsugu, our Choice Scarf to Zoroark, running Flamethrower, Extra Sensory, Dark Pulse, and HP Ice. Again, Flamethrower for things like Magnezone and Lilligant and Delmise. Extra Sensory for the Hitmonchan, which is a big threat to this thing. Dark Pulse for things like Mega Alakazam, Gothorita, and HP Ice basically for the Flygon. Flygon and Salamence. And last but not least, we have our Mimi Swagakiss, the Togekiss running Leftovers, D-Gleam, Air Slash, Roost, Ancient Power. Yes, the reason this is a meme is because of Serene Grace, Ancient Power. Sure, it's common at times, but, you know, I like to meme with Bryn. Bryn is a great man. He loves memeing. I love memeing. It's fun. So, why Ancient Power? It does do a good load to his team as well, doing a lot to the Salamence, Pelipper, and a couple others, but for some reason I just can't see it. Anyways, we have Air Slash for the Hitmonchan, and then D-Gleam for his dragons, Flygon, Salamence, does a little bit, I believe, to the Feraligatr, but I am not pulling up calcs. Yeet. And so, with that being said, let's get into the battle. Of course, if you just read this, I guess, if you want to, talking about how we were actually going to do a Little Cup thing, which means I couldn't bring Victini, Mega Beedrill, Registeel, but sadly Phoebus didn't get Recover, so yeah, not gonna happen. I did also need this battle too much, but we played this like 2 weeks ahead. But yeah, Game Freak, give Phoebus Recover, Jesus. Anyways, with that being said, so I start off the battle into my Zapper. He goes for the Stone Edge, predicting Togekiss. I go for the T-Bolt, and we find out, I believe we found out that that was banded. But in comes the Pelipper. I go for the Toxic, and I'm honestly really happy that we got some of these things. So he goes for I go for the Recover. He goes for the Shell Smash. This is going to put us in a really interesting position because Scald does half. And here comes the HP Grass or Electric, one of the two. And Scald immediately kills him. So thank you, Pelipper, for giving Calypso the daily kill. So Alakazam goes for the Focus Blast, predicting the Zoroark. In comes the Pelipper, I go for the D-Gleam, and then we see the fun. I go for the Ancient Power, I get the boost, and that's a dead Pelipper right there. So, in comes the Feraligatr, I get the flinch, he switches out into his Salamence, I go for the Ancient Power, trying to get more boost. In comes the Devastating Drake, which, I'll pause it right here, actually. I have a thought of why he actually went for this. So the Devastating Drake, he probably predicted me to go into my Mamoswine. Which again, I could have just sacked this thing off if I wanted to, which wasn't the plan. I was just planning to hit that thing with another Ancient Power, hope for a boost. And the only problem with that, though, was that if he was to hit a Z-Fly, I don't know if I could have taken that, because I am actually a modest Swagakiss. for some reason. It was an accident on my part, but whatever. So here comes the little fun part. He then megas, goes for the String Grace, or gets the String Grace, goes for Calm Mind. He's gonna reveal Recover here, and I have to hope for boosts. I get a boost there. Who would have guessed? He goes for the Recover, and now I start air slashing, showing that I can out damage him. Well, I went for the boost there for a good, just to try to outpower him, because obviously he's gonna do that. I eventually get the crit, and he's going to forfeit. Not to disrespect, but he knew it was over at that point, which is perfectly fine. I understand, but that does mean one thing. The official 6-0 is upon us. Of course, I think we've gotten 6-0 twice this season, or once. No, me versus Pred wasn't a 6-0. So, our second official 6-0 coming from, I forget what week that was. It was during like a revival. I think, yeah, it was during the revival. We lose week 8, 6-0, and then we pull off week 9 with 6-0. Week 14, I'm sorry, with a 6-0, and we are 1 week away from the possibility of hitting that first ever division title. But I guess we should get to the more important matter. The Hope's Peak Hydreigons officially clinched playoff berth with this win. So there is more hype in that than I could have ever imagined. So that eliminates the Aussies, and that eliminates the Cyndaquils from clinching playoff berth. So our place is safe right now, but that does not mean we meme out yet. Possibly. It depends on what my next opponent wants to do, who is the Manchester Ninjasks and Coach Shadow Tash. If we do not battle by the time this is up, then I wish you a good luck in battling. Of course, I know my uploads have been late as of late, but it's been pretty busy over here, so you know, just gotta do what you can do. Anyways, that is all. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this battle, or this video, to be honest, hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. And until next time, until week 15, our final week, peace out, Mikuins.